Hey guys, what is up? It is me, Pagey, here once again with another video on The Flash Season 6. So we had the first official look, and we were lucky enough to get that of the new suit for The Flash Season 6, which has for the most part been applauded and liked by fans. I'm sure there are some people who are even watching this video who don't like it, which I can understand, that's fair enough, especially if you are a fan of the suit designs from previous seasons. I've seen a lot of comparisons between all these debate like what was better, the Season 4 suit or the Season 6 suit, so yeah. But this suit is just like ridiculously comic accurate, like down to like the wing earpieces. It's pretty crazy that they did go this way. There is something off with it though. I think it has something to do with the head area still. I think it's like maybe the fabric, like the whatever they use, like the texture, that's the word to use, that they use, like they put on it. I can't put my finger on it, but it is so minor due to the fact that I can't put my finger on it, and it doesn't make me like it any less. But there is just something there, and maybe it might spring to mind when I'm watching episode 3 of season 6 or something like that. But as I've been saying, as soon as we got the first look at the suit, other things should start rolling out, and well, that's exactly what has started to happen. And from what is being said by some of the outlets, such as TV Line and places like that, we should get some casting news in the next week or so. We have to wait and see how major or minor that is. But what we were going over in today's video is some news about not one, but 2 returning characters, or potentially 2 returning characters throughout the next season, as well as a couple of other things. But of course, throughout the video, be sure to let me know all of your various opinions and just, I guess, reactions to what we go over in this video and all of that. And of course, if you're going to enjoy the video and just want to show your support and I guess show your hype and excitement, drop a like on the video to do that. So the first thing to talk about has to do with some information that I got from a source of mine who has only given me like 2 or 3 things in the past, but they have been spot on, like completely accurate. And this person generally reports on movies and stuff like that. But when they do get some good Flash or Arrowverse information, they generally hand it off to me because they're like, yo, I'll just give it to you. So what they told me and gave me permission to talk to you guys about was that John Wesley Shipp, who of course plays various characters on The Flash, will be back this season, or this year might I say, for not just The Flash Season 6, but also Crisis on Infinite Earths. Now, I wasn't given specifics as to what episodes of The Flash he would be appearing in, or what characters he would be reprising, but in regards to the latter, I don't think it is too hard to guess who they would or could be. But just for those that don't know, character appearances are subject to change, even when organised beforehand. You know, look at Wally West last season and Tracy Brand in previous seasons. But I think only the appearances on The Flash would be at risk of not happening. The Crisis stuff would or should be nailed down at this point, so no worries there. And just to give you a bit of a heads up, John Wesley Shipp was filming in Vancouver recently for a movie, like a TV movie. So he might have snuck in there and filmed some Flash. He was there for like almost 2 weeks. So he might have been able to sneak in, but I'm not confirming that at all. This could be going on, this appearance could be later on. But in regards to the returning characters, you know, how should we expect them to return? And, well, not to skim over the obvious, the Earth-90 version of Barry Allen, who is of course also the Flash on his Earth, should show back up. Now, there has been constant questions about him ever since Elseworlds after his awesome debut, but also then like his like random ass departure, like what was going on there. With the crossover event, like not really making it clear whether he was sent into the abyss of it, like the destroyed Earth-90, or if he had just been sent somewhere random, or he'd been sent into the middle of a space and then he choked and then his head exploded or something like that. But I'm sure we should find out soon enough what is going on there specifically. Now, there has been talk that the Earth-90 Flash could be the character to reenact the famous death of the Flash in the Crisis story. In the comics, I need to reiterate that there has been talk amongst fans, not anyone involved, just fans, that could happen. And, well, it would still be accurate, I guess. I mean, it wouldn't mean as much as it would if it was like our Barry Allen that we've hung out with like for the past 6 seasons or so, but it will be a Barry Allen, and he is like the Flash, and he is on his Earth. So yeah, I guess it makes sense. But we obviously won't know exactly if they go through with this until, well, the actual Crisis event, I guess. But now let's move on to the other likely returning character, that of course being Jay Garrick, the Flash from Earth 3. Now, we haven't seen Jay for a while. Like, we thought we would have seen him at some point last season, especially with Nora Allen coming back and just messing around with the timeline. Like, you would think that Jay Garrick would have like some sort of alarm or warning system set up or something like that whenever another speedster starts messing with the timelines. But unfortunately, we did not get a Jay Garrick appearance last season. We just got that Earth-90 Flash appearance in Elseworlds. Now, earlier, I didn't say that John Wesley Shipp is set to come back to play 2 characters specifically, just that he is set to come back for both The Flash as well as Crisis. So he could come back as just the one character for both of these. However, I would be surprised if the Earth-90 Flash would be on both, but I could easily see Jay Garrick being in both The Flash as well as Crisis. So that is something to keep in mind. But another thing to keep in mind in regards to the Jay Garrick character from Earth 3 is the last time we saw him, his most recent appearance on the show, which was back in season 4, was when he came over to Earth 1 to help out Team Flash deal with that whole nuke that had gone off. Now in that episode, he told us that there was a new speedster on his Earth, that being a new female speedster who he was set to train, but in turn, he was also going to hang up the helmet, if you want to call it, and ease off the heroic speedster antics or activities. So there is a chance that if Jay Garrick returns this season on The Flash, as well as Crisis, I guess, we will get to see this new female speedster from his Earth as well, which is about time, and I guess she wouldn't be that new at this point. Anyway, but there is a chance we could finally meet her, as well as maybe see Jay a year or so into his retirement. Maybe he's a bit rusty or something. But also, with Jay Garrick mainly, but I guess this could apply to the Earth-90 Flash as well, it is important to remember what could happen after Crisis. Maybe that could be when his Flash appearance will take place. It won't be before Crisis, it might be after, after the multiverse has been changed forever. Maybe Jay Garrick will be a part of a newly formed Earth or something like that. There are a few options around all this, so if you have anything to add or any theories and stuff, feel free to let me see them, or just leave them in the comment section down below. But as I said right at the beginning of the video, the new Flash suit for this season was revealed, and along with that, there were a few more tidbits released from TV Line from a chat with the new showrunner for this season, that of course being Eric Wallace. And as we should expect, Crisis was at the top of the conversation, and this is what Eric Wallace had to say to start things off. The notion of preventing the fast-tracked Crisis is very much the story of the first few episodes. How can we prevent this? What would that look like, and what would that mean? And are there consequences, to attempting that? So it is going to be interesting to see, I guess, the reactions to Crisis, and I guess the change in newspaper as well as some possible other things that could happen in episode 1 and just the early parts of this season. Obviously, we did get promo images where you sort of get to see Barry and Iris reacting to it. And also, it is going to be interesting to see what the newspaper says exactly. Is it legitimately just the date that changes, and it still says Barry's dying, or is it a twist there where it says Barry and others die, or multiple heroes die, or something along those lines? Because we know what the deal with Oliver is this season and on Arrow, so that's going to be interesting to see. But more centered to Team Flash, Eric Wallace brought up the news that could be hitting Team Flash about Barry. What's it like to lose someone who was so close to you? How can you even deal with that, really? It's the hardest thing in the world. So in regards to this, I am interested to see, as I was saying before, how people react to Team Flash, and I guess some other people react to the Crisis newspaper, but how do they deal with the fact that, potentially Barry's on a ticking time clock? He's just got 10 minutes to live. Not really, but he's got a time slowly going down. Will that change interactions between certain people on Team Flash to Barry? You could argue it could be almost a parallel to when Iris was set to die. Iris had that ticking time clock, and everyone was protecting Iris, or at least interacting with Iris as if she was like a protected species, or they were treating her really weird. So will that happen with Barry as well? I could expect that for maybe an episode or two, and then Barry might be like, "Hey, dudes and dudettes." God, why did I use that term? Anyway, people, just focus. Don't focus on that. Let's try and stop that instead of letting it happen. So that'll be interesting. But to finish off, Eric Wallace ended off on an exciting, and energetic note by saying, "What is exciting for us is 2024 just became 2019, and it gives our season so much urgency. The stories are burning so hot right now in graphic novel number 1 that it's going to give a different flavor to the Flash that will tie right into the intensity of the crossover this year. Because Crisis, man, we hit the ground running right in hour 1. Some cuckoo stuff happens." And this gets me very, very excited for mainly Crisis, because everything else he said about specifically the Flash is we've already known, but the fact that we start off Crisis and then get straight into it is really good, because there has been a lot of people complaining oh my god, Crisis should be 10 episodes, and I've been one of those people. I'm probably in the minority that has been saying, no, Crisis can easily be done in these 5 episodes. I could argue you could do in 3 or 4 episodes if you don't waste time, because Crisis on Earth X was 4 episodes, but pretty much almost, I'd say a whole episode, if not maybe an episode and a half, was used on like the wedding and some slower paced stuff. Like there wasn't actually a ridiculous amount of action in that crossover. So with Crisis, with all the different things going on, you can easily fit it in 3 or 4. And the fact that we have 5 episodes means we're going to get probably a lot of cool like moments, like multiverse moments. So the fact that we start off in hour 1, just like bam, 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 wham, bam, thank you, ma'am, or whatever you want to use, gets me super excited. But yeah, guys, that's basically it. That's all to talk about. Let me know your thoughts in the comments section down below on all of this. If you enjoyed the video, it would be awesome if you could drop a like on it to show your support. And just if you're excited, I guess, for John Wesley Shipp coming back to the show. And yeah, if you're new to the channel, make sure to subscribe, and I'll catch you guys later. Goodbye.